Wanda with Sunka Canine Training and VHO. We're here today to talk to you about the Prong collar. Yes, a wonderful communication device, excellent for training your dog. The one thing we love about the Prong collar is, despite all the propaganda that is out there, it was actually really designed not to cause harm to your dog. With proper use, it does not cause harm to your dog. I do stress that you should not leave the prong collar on your dog when not training. Do not leave the prong collar on the dog when you put him in his kennel or if you're not supervising him. That's all things that is very important. But that should be with any training tool. Any training tool should not be left on your dog. It should only be with your dog and with you during training times. With that being said, let's get on with me showing you a little more up close and personal, just the tools and the different brands and how to properly fit it. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about the Herm Springer. This one that I'm holding right now is a 2.25. You will see the center plate on it, so you make sure you get the right one. We'll say Springer. This is how this collar works. I think this is probably why they truthfully call it a pinch collar. Not so much that it pinches your dog's neck, but that you have to pinch it yourself to get it apart. If you look here, if you do this, it will come apart. Now, what's very important, when you get ready to put it on your dog's neck and put it back together, you'll see here it doesn't line up. It does not line up. This is where the pinch comes in. You have to take and pinch this to get it back together. Yes. You put it in and then give it a tug. Then it's back together. Another thing that's very important when doing this, when you have it apart, some people have a lot of problems getting it together. I'll show you another collar just in case, in just a minute. If any of you have weak hands, for whatever reason. But right now, I stress it's important that you get it into here and here. That these points here and here need to fit in there and there. Some people make a mistake and they can get it on like this. That's not right. That will come apart very easily while you're walking. We don't want that happening. So it's very important that you get those lined up, and yeah, it can be a little tricky. Once you do it a few times, you'll get used to it, and then pull. It comes right together. This one, it has a chain, and when you see it laying there, it's like this. This round ring lays up against your dog's neck. This is what we call the dead ring. This one here at the top, as you see, it's on a swivel. It spins. This is the part that is attached to the leash. I'll show you more in a little bit once we fit one on VHO. Now, like I said, this is the 2.25. This is really good for dogs. A lot of people say up to 40, 45, 50 pounds. I think a lot of it just depends on your dog's neck size. Like VHO's neck size, he's about a 15-inch neck, so this 2.25 works great for him. I just had to add one extra length for it to fit him properly. Beautiful. Now, also they make the 3.0. As you can see between the two, it is thicker and bigger. I still feel that I get a lot more good response from dogs with the 2.25. This one's of course, heavier. It's harder to get back and to get in and out. If you don't have strong hands, it's hard to pinch together. Like I said, you want to look for the Herm Springer. This particular one has this on it. This is designed also for people that have problems. You can unhook it here and here. It slides out of this piece. So you can take it, put it around the dog's neck, slide this piece through here, and then pinch that piece on. With this particular one, this is called a quick release, makes it easier for people. Once again, it has a dead ring also that goes in between, and it also has a swivel. I still have the tag on this one, but here is the swivel. This is the part that hooks to the leash. Now, there's another one that's also made. It's a micro mini. Herm Springer does not make this one. It is for your tinier dogs. It is a 1.75. It works very well. And with this one, it also has the dead ring. It does not have the swivel. So you want to make sure that your leash has a swivel to it. Now, like I was saying earlier, for those of you that like the 2.25, but it's very hard for you to pinch that back and forth, getting it on and off. Once you get it, there is a company called Paw Mark. They make this nice buckle that goes to the front. It is steel combined with leather. When they make it this way, it does make it a little bit longer. It makes it about a 15-inch, maybe 16. I haven't exactly measured it, so it is a little bit bigger around than the standard 14-inch one, but it makes it very easy. You just pinch here, and it comes apart. So you don't have to go through all the heavy pinching of getting it off and on. You can place it right on the dog's neck, and there. Now, some people say the prongs come apart. I could see with this design that it's a possibility it could if something happened where both these got pinched at the same time. There's something we do with that. When it is on your dog's neck, and you have this part here is the dead ring, we use this, just a simple carabiner. Put it on here. Yeah, put it right on there. There we go. And then you'll have a flat buckle collar on your dog also. And on the D-ring, the part that holds his tags and stuff, you clip that on there. Okay, simple enough. So that's about it for this portion of it. Like I said, this has worked out really great for a couple of my clients. I like it for VHO also. And now we'll go over and we'll show you how to properly make sure it's fitted right. Face. You want to make sure the collar is fitted properly to the dog. One of the things you do not want to see with this collar is when we put it on a dog where it is down here. You see where it's hanging down low on his neck like this? I see lots of people walking around with the prong collar on their dog here. This is not a proper fit. This is not the way it should be at all. This is what will cause damage to your dog's trachea here. In this area here, not a good fit either. This is not, you can even see by the look on his face, he's not really caring for the way that's fitting there. He knows that that's not right. Yeah, he's like, but you see, he does like the collar. He just knows it's not in the right place. Now, I already have one that's set for his neck, and as you can see, he's all happy and ready to do it. The way the proper fit should be is it should be right up here, there, behind his ears. Come down here. A lot of people will say, that looks too tight. When you think it's too tight, that's when you know it's a right fit. This is right up here. I like when I fit it here because I walk to his right side and he's on my left side. What I like to do is turn it just a little bit so that the chain is on this side. You see how there's not much room here. Go ahead and turn your head, Beho. See, there's not much room. Just a little bit. And you can see when I'm pulling like this is not bothering him one bit. Yes, he knows. He thinks it's time to go. He's a good boy, and he knows that this is a properly fitted collar. Now, what I was talking about with the D-ring, okay, fitting, so that if anything did happen where this came apart, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put his flat buckle collar on. This is actually his E-collar, but I use it both ways. I put it right up in here. Go ahead and turn your head that way, Viho. And now you can see the D-ring that I was talking about. Let's look up here. The D-ring, right. He's not cooperating. Come here. Come up here, Viho. Good. Closer. Good boy. The D-ring I'm talking about is this ring right here. So what you will do is... Here, turn around this way. Good boy. Come here. Good boy. You got it. You can cooperate with me for a minute. Here we go. Let's turn it this way so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Good. Beho, head down. Good. Stay. On this ring here, the round ring without the swivel, hook that carabiner on there. So it's like that. Then attach the carabiner here. Okay, bend your head down, Beho, so they can see what I'm talking about. See there? Here's the swivel collar. This is the swivel collar. This is the swivel where your leash hooks to. This is your dead ring. Here's your carabiner. And then your D-ring. So if anything does happen, you're hanging onto this, and this is your leash hanging onto it here. If it did come loose and come off, you still have a hold of your dog. You don't have as good a control of your dog, but at least your dog does not run off. You still have a hold of him. That's very important. Please use the D-rings on the flat buckle collar. It's just a safety precaution. Keeps your dog from being hit by a car, you know, anything like that. Very, very important. So that's intro to the prong collar. The other thing I'd like to show you is when you're putting it on your dog, with this particular one that has the buckle in the front, it's kind of hard to do. Some dogs, especially if they're not used to it, Viho's used to me putting it on, so he allows me to come around and under this way. A lot of dogs don't like it when you come around under their neck. They're not sure what you're gonna do. So, and then they start pulling a lot of nonsense. A lot of times it makes it easier if you come in from the bottom, straight up, hook it, okay, and then turn it to fit. That's what I would recommend to do. Viho's used to me doing it, but if your dog's not used to prong, please, please, what you should do is, so you don't get any nonsense out of him, nothing's going on, just bring it right up there, snap it on, and then turn it. Yes. How about when we first put the prong collar on, actually introducing it to the dog for the first time. This is the way I want you to do it. Viho, stay. It is best to come in from behind the dog. Yes. And just loop right under, come up. And attach it on. That's the best way to do it. That way you're not getting him weird with coming in at his face. If you're coming in this way at his face and trying to hook things underneath here all the time, he's never had you put it on before. And then once it's on, you can take and spin it. There we go. To where it fits properly. To where you have the chain on the side that you want. That is what I would definitely recommend. You good boy. Yes. To take it off, here, push down, pinch, release. But like I said, when first introducing this to the dog, I would definitely recommend coming in from behind. Pull it up high behind his ears and place it on then. Remember, your flat buckle collar should be used as an emergency backup to your prong. And it should be used for carrying your ID tags. That should be the only purpose for your flat buckle collar. Remember, walking your dog that's high energy, whatever, most dogs do not walk well on a flat buckle collar. And it's not a really good training tool. The flat buckle collar is around your dog's neck. And when it's around your dog's neck and he's pulling, it doesn't apply even pressure all the way around the neck like the prong does. It fits around the neck, and what it ends up doing is all the pressure is right to the front of your dog's neck. The collar is pulling back this way, and all that flat stuff's going right to his trachea. We've all seen the dog then that people are walking, and the poor dog is doing the he can't breathe. He's, you know, having a terrible time, and he's getting aggravated and frustrated and overly nervous because of it, and then he starts pulling more. And I mean, I've even seen dogs that pull so hard that it makes them puke. Martingales can do the same thing. The prong collar was really designed not to cause damage to your dog's throat like those collars. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is harnesses. It's not very often that you see a dog in a harness that just walks by a person's side. Most of the time the dog is pulling from one side to the other, you know, and they're not a really good training tool. Don't get me wrong, there are some dogs that learn to walk on a harness and do great with it, but it's very rare, very, very rare. So, once again, when you're working with your dog, if you're working with a flat buckle collar, if you're working with a martingale, if you're working with a harness, and your dog is still pulling, literally pulling you with your training after 5 minutes, stop. There's an easier solution, and it is the prong collar. You can quit causing damage to your dog's trachea. You can quit having, if your dog's a big dog, you don't have to have your arms sore at the end of an hour walk from all the pulling. It's an excellent training tool, but once again, remember, just because you put it on does not mean your dog knows what to do. Don't just put it on and start going out there. Please watch the rest of the videos, learn how to properly use it, and remember that training trains your dog. The tools do not train. The tools just help you train your dog. That is so important, so important. And remember to have a good time while you're doing it. This is fun. It's new to your dog, it's new to you. Get out there and enjoy, and keep it fun. Happy training. Wanda, Sunka Canine Training.